Welcome to another edition of Great Health, Abundant Happiness, and Outrageous Love. Mwah.
Ooh, happy hour.
Happy hour is just getting ready to start. I gotta go meet Morgan Rose next door. Yes, so great to have her here. Hey, so we want to talk about meditation. More importantly, it's kind of like tricking the brain, I think we were calling it. No, tricking the mind, right?
Exactly.
Because when we meditate, when we learn to meditate, a lot of people call it the monkey mind. When you're thinking about all the things that you have going on, maybe there are issues at work, or an argument you had with somebody, or some work you have to do ahead. These are all the things that drag us down into this state of stressfulness, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, as we were discussing it, it's a bit of an oxymoron because we're trying to get to a state of no state.
Well, it's like mindlessness. Like a lot of people call it mindlessness, right?
Mindlessness or mindfulness.
Yes.
But the point is that we're working to achieve a state, yet the reality is we're working to let all the states go to just be.
It's funny, I called it mindlessness, but you're right, it is mindfulness. But that's funny. I think Eckhart said this once. I believe it was him. Somebody said, I don't know why we call it mindfulness, because you're not mindful, you're not full of the mind. It's the opposite. You get your mind out of it and you focus. I find, like, we've got the birds out here chirping away. When I can meditate, the things that pop in that I'll kind of let pop in might be the sound of the birds, or the feeling of the sun in your face, or the you breathing in and out. You feel the coolness coming through your nose and warmer air going out.
Right.
Those are things, I guess, that obviously the mind are thinking of, that we allow in.
I'm impressed that those are the things that you let in, because what will happen with me often is, I'll be in the meditation and be in a state of what I like to be of nothingness, and then all of a sudden all these thoughts come flooding in, and I'm like, where did those thoughts come from? I didn't let them in. I mean, I let them in, but I didn't want to let them in. And like you said, things maybe that I need to do today, or things that I'm thinking about, or things that have absolutely no relevance that will just come sliding into my mind. And often when we do a guided meditation, I'll hear, or I've learned, if your mind wanders, just go back to your breath. But that in itself is a bit of an oxymoron too, because now I'm thinking about my breath.
Right. Well, it's a trick that you have to keep playing with yourself. But when I say I let them in, I should say I let them stay, because I like you. I'm sitting here trying to be
that makes more sense.
Mindful. I'm trying to be all mindfulness and focused on letting it go, and then something will pop up. Oh, don't forget to call Joe Blow, right? So and so. I need to talk to him at 2:00 today.
Right.
That pops in. Now, what I've learned to do through our training is that you let it dissipate like a cloud, and you just see it just drift off. Those thoughts come in, you let them drift away. I guess what I was saying is I'm letting the birds stay, for instance.
Right. But that in itself, let it drift off and dissipate like a cloud. That's our mind visualizing, the letting go. So throughout the meditation, it's really fascinating. We're going to have to do some more videos on this, because, for me, and we talked about this, I meditate to get to a state of really being in the absolute now and just existing and being grateful solely just for existing. But yet I have to think about getting to that state, which is funny. So,
well, if you're being grateful, that's your mind again. Your mind is thinking about grateful for what?
Absolutely.
I mean, realistically, when you're in the now and experiencing just being here, you really want to shed away as much as you can.
Right.
But you actually have to think about it to shed it away.
Absolutely.
So it is like a trick of the mind. But we'd love to hear what you guys do when you meditate to try to, push those things out, let them dissipate, block it out, focus on just the breath or being in the now. I mean, how do you describe it? How do you work through it? I don't think anyone's perfect here. Even like some of the gurus will say, it's just impossible to block things out of your mind. The minute you say block those things out of your mind, guess what? Your mind thinks about them.
Right. I think it's possible, or I wouldn't do it.
Right.
Like everything. We dream because we think these things are possible. So I think it's possible. I actually feel as if I've been in the state that I'm talking about, and it's this state of just divinity and bliss, yet nothingness. In fact, when we were at, I think it was in Mount Washington at a wedding, I got up at 3 a.m. and took a bath. And I told you the next day, and I was talking to the pastor that was marrying the couple, and I was explaining that I had this incredible feeling of, you know, I was just there and everything was perfect, but there were no thoughts or anything. And he said that that is a state that he's never gotten to, but he's always trying to achieve to get there. So I know it's possible.
It's definitely possible.
But I will say, you know, 99.999% of my meditation, I'm not getting there, but I'm working to get there.
Yeah, and I've been there too. But it's like we've had a lot of conversations about this too. How much time do you want to spend there, as opposed to back down with everything that we're doing in life? Because
I'd love all my meditation time to be there, because it was.
But I mean, how much of your life's time would you want to
I
get
wouldn't
to
want to
right?
spend my whole life there, because
It's interesting though, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's like, well, how much time do you want to spend in that blissfulness of nothingness? Because it is a beautiful state when you hit it, but that has nothing to do with going to meet Morgan Rose for a glass of wine out in the sun,
which is blissful in its own way.
Right? Yeah,
it's different.
But it's an interesting concept.
Very different.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool stuff. Love to hear your thoughts. Wishing you great health, abundant happiness, and outrageous love from the nest at Copper Mountain.
Thanks, guys. Hit the like button and subscribe, please. Appreciate it.